Abundance mindset versus scarcity mindset. Do you focus on things that you don't know or don't have in your life? Or do you focus on what you have? In one single line, this is the fundamental definition of the difference between scarcity mindset and abundance mindset, respectively. Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we'll be discussing the differences between abundance and scarcity mindsets, because one will create the world you want, and the other will decimate it. If this is the first time on our channel, make sure to subscribe and press the like button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you'll always be the first to know whenever we have a fresh upload. Without wasting a single second, let's dive in. The mindset that you adopt determines how you live your life. It's a scientific fact that your thoughts create your reality. You have complete control of how you feel and how you choose to operate in the world. You can only have either of the planets, but remember, you can never have both of them. Many people out there are making money, but they're afraid to invest that money. They're so scared to invest in themselves by taking a course and learning, or books to expand their knowledge, or seminars and coaching that can uplift them. They hesitate to put that money in an opportunity that might exist that could change their life and provide a new stream of income for themselves. The people who have scarcity in their heads are attached to what they have, which is an unhealthy place to live. A metaphor that can be implemented here is that often if you have some money in your hand, many people with a scarcity mindset will hold on to it. They try to keep it there at all costs, and they're so attached to it. But what happens here is when you're closed off, you're not open to new opportunities coming into your life and receiving more because you're closing yourself off. It's not until you can learn to let go of that and be comfortable with it that more abundance will flow into your life. Similarly, with relationships, a lot of people get clingy toward their partner. They may try to hold on to their partner. A partner is like a butterfly that lands in your hand, and you have to appreciate its beauty, love and cherish its presence. You can curl your hand slightly to protect it from the wind and keep it safe. But if you put your hand in a fist, you're gonna suffocate it. If you do that, then, sure enough, it's going to leave you. But if you're open, then yes, that butterfly can fly away and leave you. But it's not until a woman or man is free to go that they'll stay. People are often worried about what other people are doing and thinking about, instead of the abundant person who is seeing the opportunities. They're coming in at it from a more optimistic mentality versus a more pessimistic one. And let me tell you, that can make a world of difference, because many people won't even get started because of their fear. Or they're simply always frustrated and worrying so much about all these things that they don't really need to worry about. All of this collectively has a tremendous underlying effect, and it's simply evident in how they behave. Scarcity mentality is someone who looks at a glass as being half empty versus half full. It's worth mentioning here once again that this is a person that worries about competition or saturation. Competition in business and maybe even relationships. They get jealous, and this doesn't only pertain to relationships. Such people even feel jealousy towards other people that might be doing better than them. It can be a stranger, or it can be seeing a person passing by that's got a fancy exotic car or $1 million mansion, and they consider that materialistic object as competition or less opportunity for them. Therefore, it triggers that fear and scarcity within themselves. They're afraid of losing their time or money or even failing. On the other side of the bridge, the abundant person understands that failure is part of the process. They're not afraid to lose anything mentioned or unmentioned in this video because they know what's most valuable, the learning and growth that you gain from that. People who live with a scarcity state of mind are attached to the outcome or attached to the things being a certain way, instead of trusting the process and trusting whatever happens as part of the process and part of the ultimate plan. Their mindset and thinking are that there will never be enough. They compete to stay on top. These people don't want anyone else to know what they're doing, and they're very secretive about it. Whether it's a new position at a big company or something that could open multiple opportunities, They keep themselves within themselves because they're afraid that someone else might copy or steal their idea. Sharing is never an option for such people. Often, people with scarcity mindsets don't want to help other people, either because they view them as competition or feel it triggers jealousy or insecurity within themselves by seeing other people do well, succeeding and prospering. You would find them often skeptical of others, afraid of being replaced. Someone might encounter that if you got a job and worried about getting replaced by someone else. They believe that times are tough and that the pie is shrinking. All in all, they think small. Ultimately, they avoid risk, avoid taking any chances, fear change, criticize and judge others, have a sense of entitlement, think the world revolves around them, expect things from other people, hold a grudge towards other people, blame others for their failures, don't want others to succeed, and often take all the credit for their victories. What happens is someone that lives on scarcity ultimately lives in frustration, and all such emotions exist. They experience anger, stress, resentment, anxiety, withdrawal, and it holds them back and caps their potential, limiting them heavily. Now, the opposite of this is abundance. The person with the abundant mentality looks at things as more than enough and sufficient instead of the other way around. They don't worry about competition. They make competition worry about them. And instead of saying to themselves, "Oh my God, there's competition out there," they're focused on the opportunity that exists. You know, when there's a will, there's a way. It can't be any more transparent. Let's take an online retailer as an example here. There would be some people who would have the same opportunity as everyone else. Still, one person having the scarcity mentality will look at the scene in front of him and say, "There are all these other people that are doing the same thing as me. They're further ahead of me. It's more competitive and impossible to progress." And they're focusing on all the limitations and how it's not going to work for them. Whereas the person with the abundance mentality has the same opportunity as the other person. They look at the opportunity instead. Such people are looking at how big the market is. No matter who's doing it, they don't mind if the whole world has jumped in on the same thing. They're inspired by it instead of being intimidated like their counterparts. They think, "Wow, this is great. All these other people are doing well. They're making money. They're successful. That means I can do it as well. These people have already validated and proven the process for me. I can totally make this work. The more people there are in the market, the better, because there's more opportunity to collaborate, partner, to joint venture, and have affiliate relationships with these other businesses that exist out there." These are totally different mindsets. And guess who the person is that goes on to succeed? Yes, you're right. The person that thrives is the one with the abundance mindset. The person with scarcity lives in fear. They get intimidated and discouraged and live in that fear. And sure enough, they don't take any action. The group of people from the scarcity mindset compete to stay on top, while on the contrary, the other group from the abundance collaborate to remain at the top. This is the shift and difference in mentality anybody with the scarcity mindset should strive for. People with abundance are willing to part with their time and their money. They don't hold anything back, and neither have they ever tried to stick themselves with something and kept it hidden. They're okay to risk failure for the learning and growth that they'll experience because they're focused on the long term and the ultimate prize. Being unattached to outcomes, they leave it to God and give it their 100% by putting sheer belief in the process and what they do. Well, that'll be all for today's episode, guys. We hope this video has emphasized enough of the two different mindsets that enable you to identify which group you belong to. Comment down below what mindset you're carrying and how you're working to improve it. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and like the video. We'll see you soon.